Hey guys, Brian Scott of the Injured List podcast. Thank you for tuning in. This is one of our weekly injury updates as we get ready for the Thursday night game between the Giants and the Pats, kicking off the official start of the preseason at the NFL. So 4 injured athletes to talk about today. We got running back from the Denver Broncos, Melvin Gordon, who apparently has missed the last 2 days of practice with a foot injury. Now, they haven't been very descriptive in talking about this injury and say that they're just resting him because they want to give him a chance to recover, and that's nothing serious, being that he's a veteran player and well into his career. They don't want to take any chances, but they haven't been quite clear about what the injury is. But he was not even out in the field apparently today doing like a walkthrough, or yesterday, doing a walkthrough in preparation for this weekend's preseason games. So I doubt he'll play this weekend. We'll have to see what happens next week and if the couple days off of rest gives him any chance to recover and whether he's back out there next week. Moving right along, Jefferson, wide receiver for the Rams, underwent arthroscopic knee surgery, and apparently this was on the same knee that he had surgery on last year. Now they're saying it was a minor procedure. Sounds like it was probably just an arthroscopic cleanout. That's my guess, which means he's probably going to take anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks to kind of bounce back. They're saying he's going to be ready September 8th. So that does make sense if it was a pretty straightforward, simple cleanup. Keep an eye on that. Next up, N'Keal Harry, running back for the Bears, apparently underwent tightrope surgery after he had a severe high ankle sprain. And this surgery apparently happened today with Dr. Robert Anderson up in Green Bay, renowned foot and ankle surgeon who works on a lot of NFL players. Tightrope surgery is not the actual surgery. That's the surgical device that is used to fix the ankle and basically reconstruct the ligament that's injured during a high ankle sprain. If that's all that it was, and if it was a straightforward procedure and there was no other structural damage, meaning no other damage to any of the other ligaments around the ankle, because usually what happens when they do this surgery is they found that the ankle has become unstable from the sprain, and they go in and fix it. Now, this procedure is the same as the one Tua Tagovailoa had on both ankles back in college, and he didn't miss much significant time. The typical recovery is usually about 6 weeks. Again, that's assuming that it was straightforward, there was no other structural injuries. My guess is they probably did an arthroscopic procedure at the same time that they did the tightrope procedure, and if everything looked good on the arthroscopic part and it was just a tightrope that they implanted, then he should be good to go in 6 weeks. But that's a big hit for the Bears, who've already had some injuries and guys coming back from injuries at the running back position. Big news coming out of Jet Camp, Mekhi Becton, some type of avulsion fracture of his patella. And the reason I say that, some type, is because it can happen for a few different reasons. It can be some type of fracture that occurred because of either direct contact or possibly the patella or the kneecap, as it's known, slipped out of the joint and possibly dislocated, or subluxed, meaning it slid out, popped back in, and in that process caused an avulsion injury. Or it could be some type of ligamentous or tendon injury where the tendon or the ligament was injured, causing the piece of bone to be pulled or avulsed off. So that's kind of crucial as to the time frame of whether or not he's going to return or if it's going to be season ending. Some of the reports have already said that it's season ending. So this is very concerning. He's already missed an entire year last year after injured the same knee and had cartilage damage that caused him to be out the whole year. So this is another major, major setback for a young player who's barely he hasn't even gotten his career off the ground and already had 2 major injuries to the same knee. So we'll have to see what further reports say, but outlook right now is not good. Now, speaking of knee injuries, JK Dobbins is a guy that I've talked about repeatedly on multiple shows, including MD's Fantasy Football Live last week when we talked about JK Dobbins, the running back for the Baltimore Ravens. And he's coming off an ACL injury, but apparently he had some other structural injuries during that injury as well that required surgery. And they initially were saying that he might be a little bit longer, but now they're saying, and he came out and said that he's going to be ready week 1. Well, there's been some video of him actually practicing, and we're going to take a look at it while I'm talking. And if you notice, it's his left knee, which if you didn't tell me it was his left knee, I probably would have guessed it right on, because if you look closely, you can see he looks a little tentative on that side. The knee looks like it's lacking a little bit of range of motion on that side. He doesn't seem to be cutting and planting and pushing off or exploding off that knee the same way as he does on his right side, the healthy side. And these are subtle little things that if you watch a video and you see athletes in person, you can pick up on. My guess is He's probably still somewhat weak on that side. He might be a little stiff and sore. He still might have some swelling in that knee. And so for that reason, I don't think he's going to be ready week 1, but I don't think he also is going to go on the reserve physically unable to perform list, which will keep him out for 4 weeks because he's probably very close. He probably just needs to get over that hump, but I think that that's going to take a few more weeks. Now, they've cleared him to play, and he's obviously out there doing these drills, but he's not doing contact. He's doing these on the side, and that's huge because that tells me that he's not ready. That may change the next few weeks, but I don't know if it's going to be ready for week 1. And that's what I was saying originally is I didn't think he was going to be back that quickly, but optimistic seeing him out there. He looks like he's working his way back in. Still looks like that knee's not quite right, but we'll have to give it more time and see. As always, everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Injured List podcast and the weekly injury updates. And, we're going to try to put these out each week before the Thursday night game, especially during the regular season. In the meantime, everybody, enjoy tonight's game. Stay safe, stay active, and stay healthy.